Everybody today.
Fantastic.
Okay, Mickey G, bring it up.
Great.
all right. I want to thank you for joining me today, Mickey G. I appreciate it very much. And I want to thank the audience for stopping by to watch Gab with Goldn Bronze to see what we're talking about today. We really do appreciate it. We want to also let you know that we are sponsors of Golden Swan Cadre, which is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that advocates against domestic violence towards women. And we do recognize that men experience that too, but we happen to be a nonprofit that is advocates for women. We also advocate for women's health issues, including mental health, maternity health, self-care, and mindfulness. Please visit our website at www.goldswancadre.com to find out what we're all about, in our Facebook page, Golden Swan Cadre. And if you feel like what we're doing is worthy, please dig deep in your heart and donate to Golden Swan Cadre. We'll take $1 because $1 adds up to hundreds. But if you feel like you have more than that, we'll take that too, and we greatly appreciate it. We have a very special person with us today, Mr. Glenn Robertson. Hello, Mr. Glenn. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How y'all doing?
We're great. Thank you. So everybody, let me tell you about Mr. Glenn Robertson. He is the CEO of DFW Legacy Mass Choir. He began playing drums in 1971 in the 8th grade at, I believe it is Bodie Story Junior High School. Okay. High school. And he joined the marching band at South Oak Cliff High School in Dallas, Texas in the summer of 1974, and was the first of his class to pass the audition. In his senior year, 1976-77, he was selected as snare drum section leader for the South Oak Cliff Marching Band. And I'm not from Texas, but I think they call that SOC.
Yes.
I've heard it so many times. After graduating from SOC, he enrolled in Mountain View Junior College and studied music appreciation for 2 years. In 1982, he joined a gospel group called Rapturia Third World, led by his good friend Elbert Taylor as drummer. And in 1991, he joined the National Recording DFW Mass Choir, and he served as the drummer until 1999. And we will let him give you a little story about from 99 to now, how he got here. So you have the floor, Mr. Robertson, and thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here. I really, really appreciate it. 1999, after we recorded the I'd Rather Have Jesus recording, things kind of changed after that, and basically the decision was made for the choir to actually go into a different direction. And at that point, that was the last point that I was actually the drummer for the choir. I understood the decision and understood what they wanted to try to do. So during that time, I was actually still recording. I was doing a lot of studio recordings for some people. One of my good friends, Cheryl Washington, she did a recording called God Knows, and I was able to. I had the pleasure of doing that recording in the studio. The church that I had was playing for at the time, Antioch Fellowship Missionary Baptist Church. Um, we did a recording. Right now, the pastor is Pastor Chris Wesley, who is the son of the founding pastor, Carrie D. Wesley. Uh,
Mhm.
Pastor Wesley, Carrie D he was the pastor when we did that recording. So I had the pleasure to do that. So I was still busy um, playing different places, teaching drum lessons, things like that, just to kind of, which is really my passion. So
Yes.
basically, 2 years ago, I started noticing on Facebook that a lot of people were asking, where is the DFW Mass Choir? A lot of people, why don't we hear the DFW Mass Choir? Where are they? So I was seeing the post on Facebook, and I was like, well, let me reach out to the former CEOs to find out what the plan was. And at the time, both of them replied back saying that, hey, I really don't have the time to do it. So I told them, I said, well, I'll go ahead and do it. I'll put together a concert to bring the choir back because the public was asking for it. Uh, and then last year in July, we actually did what was called a DFW Mass Tribute Concert, where we did a tribute to ourselves, and it was very, very successful. And once the concert was over, that's when a lot of people started asking, well, are y'all going to record again? And so I met with my staff and we kind of talked about to see what direction we want to go. One thing that we did not want to do was just do that one concert and then the choir just fade away again.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Like, what's the purpose, huh?
what's the purpose of doing it? Just do it one time and then we'll stop. We still, all of us still had the passion for the choir. So we said, okay, let's just see where God leads us.
Mhm.
And he's led us to the point right now where we're 6 months away from doing our next recording. We have 9 great songs so far and a lot of great songs to choose from. So March 22nd, 2025, DFW Mass Legacy Choir will be recording again.
Amen. Amen.
It's-
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, do you guys write your own music?
Yes, we actually we have, I think, 4 actual members of the choir who've submitted songs, and we kind of put it out, let people know that we are accepting songs. We've actually I've had songs sent to me from as far away as Ohio.
And
So
Mister,
songs was too.
hold your thought. We'll be right back.
Gotcha.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you for returning back with us. So, as you were saying, Glenn.
Yes. Regarding are we writing our own songs? We are. Like we do have at least like 4 members of the choir who have written songs, but we are accepting songs from outside songwriters. Um, right now, we've actually received songs from as far away as the state of Ohio.
Wow.
Yeah, so we basically accept the songs for any. If anybody has something good they want to send us, we're definitely willing to listen to it.
Okay. All right.
Wow. So you're going to start your recording March 22nd of 2025. Is
Yes.
it going to be a live recording or you're in the studio recording? How are you doing that?
Oh, we're definitely going to do live. A lot of people like studio recording, but it's just something different when you're doing a live recording with a live audience. That energy that we get from the crowd is you on stage. You can't describe how much how much we feel that. So
Right.
every recording we've done except one has been live. So yeah, we're definitely going live again.
That's awesome. So, Glenn, how did you go about going from an original drummer from the DFW Mass Choir to, well, you told us that CEO, you just decided that you reached out to the original ones. Let me just reiterate that. When they didn't show an interest, you took it upon yourself to go ahead and initiate the choir, right?
Yes. Really what it happened, the way it was, when I was getting reaching out to the originals, basically God basically told me, this is what I want you to do. And
Yes.
I tell a lot of people that when God gave it to me, my first thing was like, okay, God, you got to show me how to do this. I've just been the drummer.
I get it.
Yeah, you got to
God
tell me what
told me
to.
to do Golden Swan Carter, and I was like, no, I don't know how to do that.
Yep,
All you
yep,
got to do is follow God, and it falls
yep.
into place.
Yeah. So what I did, I waited. I'm like, okay, God, if this is what you're gonna do, you want me to do, you have to tell me who I need to talk to. So
Yeah.
first person God told me, he said, I need you to reach out to Paul Jackson, who is our chief production advisor. Paul was the music director for us with DFW all the time, and I said, okay. So I talked to Paul, told Paula what I wanted to do. So we met, and I had to outline exactly what God had showed me. And
Mm-hmm.
Paul said, okay, let's do it. I said, okay, God, now talk to Paul. What next? And
Right.
Paul, he said, okay, there are some people that I'm going to need you to connect with. They're all original members. Meet with those people, and then I got it from there. So I contacted all of them. We had a meeting. I told them, okay, this is what God said do. And it's just like from there, it took off. One thing I did find out, when you do the stuff the way God tells you to do, He will give you everything that you need.
Hallelujah. I
Yeah,
can witness to that. And you know what? People will come and go. He'll
yep,
let he'll filter the flower, as my co-host said,
yep,
and
yep, yeah,
sometimes we don't understand it, but
yeah,
God already went before us. So
exactly.
those people might be with you for a limited time for a purpose.
Hmm.
But if but sometimes it's a revolving door until he gets it just like he wants it.
Exactly, exactly. And that's one of the things is, constantly letting people know that this is not me. You know, I've never had a desire to be the CEO of a recording choir. Yeah, my
I'm with you. I didn't
yeah.
wake up and say, hey, I want to just spend 20 hours of my 24 hours working.
Right, exactly. My desire is always to be a professional percussionist, and it just so happens, like on my resume, everything that I always said I want to do, God gave me that through percussion. But I never dreamed of this one, being the CEO of a choir, even to the point where we did a concert at West Side Baptist Church in Louisville in February. And
Mhm.
after that concert, I told the staff, I said, look, I got to make a decision. I cannot be the CEO of this choir and be the drummer at the same time. I got to let the drum part go because
You sir, you preaching to the choir.
yeah, yeah, I had to let it go because I knew this is what God wanted me to do. But the pressure of trying to do both, I told him, I said, I can't be a musician and be the CEO because there's so much that I have to do as a musician that takes away from the business side. I hired.
And that's it, Glenn. People don't realize that CEO title is a
Yes,
big burden
yes,
and a big responsibility and a big
yes,
thing to carry.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. And and even with that, when I knew God was the one that told me, you got to let that part go. And the moment I did, he told me who I needed to get. My friend Dennis Ford is the drummer now. And everything has been so much because I don't have to worry about the music side anymore.
Right.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
run the business.
Just
Yep.
do the business. Yep, yep.
People don't realize a choir is a business. They don't realize
Yes.
a nonprofit is a business, but
Yep.
I digress. Mickey G, go right ahead.
Yeah, I was taking all the notes. So the chief production officer, is that the title for Paul
Yeah.
Jackson? So
Yes. Yes.
what does that job entail that took such a load off of you? What does he do?
Well, if you look at a church always has a person with the title of minister of music.
Right.
Basically, that minister of music is totally in charge of the music department of the church. With this being a choir, we have the business side, and we need that same type of person to run the music side from top to bottom. So basically, since it's not a church, I'm like, I don't want it to be called a minister of music.
Right.
Anything we do as far as production, recording, concerts, anything, I need a production advisor or director. So basically, that's what Paul's job is. He is in charge of the music side. And actually, Eric Tutson is Paul's assistant. So
All right.
they got that side taken care of for me.
Yeah, you got Eric, you good. I know him.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So, what was the transition? What has the transition been like so far for you and your family? Is it difficult? I know you have to spend a lot of time as a CEO handling business. So,
It is, but the good thing is, with me being a preacher's son and grandson,
mhm,
uh, I
mhm.
watched my grandfather and my father how they, as pastors of churches, managed the church and our family at the same time. So basically, I tried to keep that same model. Uh, Anytime, like for my kids.
Okay, we'll let you finish in just a moment.
Okay.
All right, thank you for returning, everyone. So, as you were saying, Glenn.
Yes, as far as the choir, my family, my family, they were with me during the days as when I was just a drummer. So they're very familiar with DFW Mass Choir. One of the things that I made sure that my family understood, that with this role right now being a calling from God, there are things that I'm gonna have to do. Whenever God touches me on my shoulder, I got to do it. But at the same time, I make sure that I'm always available and have time with my family totally. So they
Yes.
understand.
Awesome, awesome. So, everyone, we're going to just play a little bit from the DFW. Is it Legacy Mass Choir?
Yes.
Okay, for you all right now.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things they will be added. In all the ways you should acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. These are the promises found in the Word of God. Yes, it is. And these promises, they are true.
Yes.
Yes. So good.
I enjoyed that so much.
Yeah,
Yes.
love that song.
That sounds like an orchestra. That's awesome.
Thank you. That was actually, I was on the drums on that one. Paul Jackson was on piano. Horace Morgan, the lead vocalist, he's still with us. He's in the choir right now. So that was what I love that song. Eyes haven't
Good,
seen.
good, good.
Wow.
Awesome.
So, are you still recruiting members, or are you full to capacity? Are you?
No, it's so funny you ask. We're definitely still recruiting members. Did a post on Facebook yesterday because we're actually having auditions this coming Thursday from 7 to 9 at Elijah Fellowship Community Church, 311 Roaring Springs. So if anybody wants to join, they can come. We're rehearsing. We rehearse every Monday. So if anybody wants to join, our rehearsals are closed because we're doing original music and we protect our songs from, some people come in, they hear your song, you take it, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden it's recorded somewhere else. So we do closed rehearsals, but we do rehearse every Monday. If anybody wants to join the choir, they can contact me on my phone number or email me. We'll give them the information about how to join, to become a member. But yeah, we are definitely we're actually taking in new members until the end of November, and we're going to cut off at that point because then we have to focus on getting all the songs ready. We don't want to go through like a reteaching a lot. So up until the end of November, we definitely still taking new members.
Awesome, awesome. So what's coming up next besides the album that you're working on for the DFW Mass Legacy Choir?
Well, we're currently working on possibly trying to get a Christmas song out by the holidays. Um, so we're working on that right now, and it just so happens it's a song that Paul Jackson and myself put together that we're working on. It's going to be very, very original. It's going to be something that nobody's ever heard a gospel choir do before, but it is a Christmas carol.
Yes.
So we're really, really working on that. And we have a single that we're thinking about. One of the singles from the song, we're thinking about putting that out and putting out a video. So right now, that's what we're looking at, trying to get that possibly before Christmas. That's what two of the things other than the recording that we're working on.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that now a Christmas album, that sounds like something that people can go for because everyone's happy and joyous around Christmas, and you have original music. It's not the same thing they've heard over and over again. So that sounds very exciting. And the fact that when you do your recording, you're going to do it before a live audience. I was vibing to the music, so I imagine in the audience, you're going to get that same energy from them as the anointing of God is in the place.
Yeah, the majority of the recordings I've ever done have all been live, and it's just something about that natural audience right there experiencing everything with you for the first time. It's nothing like this. Best feeling in the world.
Awesome, awesome. So Glenn, how can people support what you're doing now? The people watching.
What we're doing, main thing that we wanted everybody to do, because for so long DFW Mass was silent. I was tagged in a post on Facebook just last week where somebody was talking about DFW from the past, and one of our songwriters actually saw the post and tagged me on it, and he announced on that post that, hey, DFW Mass Legacy is back. They're getting ready to record. So I went on the post, told them who I was, told them what we're doing, and what we're doing as everybody is to spread the word that we're back. We did a concert a couple of weeks ago at the Servant House Church in Louisville, and it was broadcast over in Korea. So we were happy with that because that's that worldwide exposure that we're looking for. We want everybody.
You getting in there, baby. You
This is what we need. Just let everybody know we're back. The main thing is right now, like I keep stressing to the choir, our focus is God first. Second is family, your personal life. The choir is way down the line. We need everybody. We care more about God and each one as an individual than anything else. So we want everybody to know that's what we're about. We're all about doing God's work. We have a new motto. One of our executive assistant, we were in a meeting. She made a statement: recording is what we do. Ministry is who we are.
Right.
Wow, I love that.
And we was like, we need to capture that. We need everybody to know that's who we are. We're all about ministry. We want the people to support us. We're actually looking at doing this recording as an independent artist, where we're looking to fund it ourselves. So we're actually looking for sponsors. We're looking for people to give donations to the project.
Okay, we'll finish when we come right back. All right. So thank you everyone for rejoining Gab with Goldn Bronze. And then Mr. Glenn, as you were saying.
Yes, as far as how people can support us, the main thing is spread the word, letting everybody know that we are back. The title that we had was DFW Mass Choir. We decided to change the name to DFW Mass Legacy Choir because a lot of us were in there from the beginning. Yeah, and so now the legacy has to continue. The only way the legacy is going to continue is that we bring in new members. We like younger members because we want the legacy to go on forever.
Cool.
Yeah, so we're looking for support to do the recording. We are looking for sponsors and people to give donations because we do want to. Our goal is to actually do the project as independent artists.
Cool.
That's beautiful. So it sounds to me, and I'm just asking, do you have a cohesion like your choir as a family, and
Yes,
with all the voices working together, you're one voice? Is that the
yes,
way you frame it?
yes. I know a lot of people saw the movie Drumline. There was
Hmm.
a lot of fictional stuff in there, a lot of stuff that was true. When I teach my private drum lines, I tell them one thing that is true: one band, one sound. That is so true, even in the choir. It's just one unit. You know, we have sopranos, alto, tenors, and the band, which is four segments, but it all has to come together as one. It's one band, one
Right.
sound. So yes.
Yeah.
So, does the Texas choir have a specific sound that sets it apart from everyone else? And if so, can we look forward to more of that particular sound from you with this upcoming project?
You know, that is a great question. A lot of people ask, what is the album going to be like? You know, so this is what I envision. If you think about a church, you think about a church that may have five different choirs within that church.
Hmm.
So my goal is to put out a project that's going to have a song for each individual choir in the church. We're looking to make sure that we have music that a church choir can sing on a Sunday morning.
Hmm.
Um, so we're looking for that church. You know, it could be a young adult choir, senior choir, male chorus, mass choir. So we want to make sure that for each one of your choirs at your church, you can go to this one album and say, okay, I like that. I want to teach this one for this choir, this one for that choir, because we're trying to reach everybody. So it's really not much of a Texas sound. It's a church sound. You know, it's a
Okay.
national church sound. That's what we're looking for.
A universal sound, that
Yeah, exactly.
gospel
Yeah,
sound.
a
Okay, cool.
university. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
So is it a traditional gospel mixed with contemporary gospel? What is the style of music you're doing in this gospel genre?
You're gonna get a lot of the traditional gospel sound. Where we go slightly contemporary, not all the way contemporary because since it's a choir, so
Right.
we go towards the edge, but not slightly. That's what we're looking at for the youth choir. You
Hmm.
know, if because you know your youth choir at church, they're always doing the more up tempo, up
Right.
Upbeat. Yeah.
yeah, so we got to have a little bit of that too, because and the thing is, we're looking for younger members. I have a niece. Her name is Scotland Caldwell. She's 10 years old.
Wow.
She's actually in the choir, and we make sure that everybody sees her. So that's part of our goal to recruit younger members. We know we have to actually have some music that they like to sing as well.
So, not everybody knows that there are different types of choirs within one church. What
Yes.
sets a mass choir apart from others, like, the male chorus or the female
Yeah.
chorus?
The mass choir, your mass choir is usually is a combination of your adult choir and your male choir coming together. So basically, that mass choir is still within that traditional gospel sound.
Mhm.
Um, it's like I say, it's really no different than it's a combination of your male chorus and your senior choir. Not really senior choir, your adult choir. But
Yes.
we even have a couple of songs on this project that your senior choir can sing. So the mass choir is basically all of the choirs combined within a church. So you get more of that traditional church gospel sound from your mass choir.
And thanks for that explanation, because a lot of people don't know the difference in
Yeah, yeah,
the senior choir, the youth choir, the master choir, mass choir, whatever. So thank you for explaining that.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So, Glenn, earlier you said that your 10-year-old niece is in the choir, and right about that time, I was going to ask you, what is the youngest? What is the age cutoff for your choir? since you're doing auditions, etc.? What's your age range?
Basically, if you have a young child like my niece, she loves to sing. If you have a young child like that that can sing, oh, we're definitely going to take her. For the older members, as long as you can hold a note, you know, you can sing. The only thing that we let people know that for recordings, there are a lot of older, senior citizens who have problems standing for a while.
Right.
In a recording choir that does concerts, there are going to be times where you're going to be standing for maybe 2 hours. So we just ask people to be kind of, you know what your health limits are.
Right.
A lot of the song, there's some high notes, there's some low notes, but if you can handle it and love to sing, come on, we're taking you. I told the choir when 3 weeks ago I was in Memphis to see Mississippi Mass, Chicago Mass, and Tennessee Mass, the Music for the Masses concert. And the thing that really impressed me the most about Mississippi Mass is when they were entering the choir stand. First thing they did, they had like maybe 10 choir members that came from the opposite side. These were members who walked on canes. So they let them come in and take their place first. But what got me most was the respect for those people.
Yeah.
And I told the choir, I said, one thing is we have to remember that we have to respect people no matter how old they are. Mississippi Mass Choir, the lady that sung this morning when I rose, everybody was, that lady sung that song, older lady. But the fact is she was feeling it. And that's what I love right there.
That's awesome. This question you might want to think about it just a second before you answer, but I'm just curious. There's a lot of people that think that they can sing, but they really can't. They're kind of tone deaf. How do you interview people, or what's the word? Okay. We'll be right back, everybody.
Okay.
All right. We're back. So, as I was asking Glenn, how do you audition people, and how do you respectfully decline their invitation to join your choir?
With the auditions that we have, last August we did some auditions, and we're doing the same thing again this coming Thursday. When the people come to audition, we actually let them go into a room. They're going to be singing in front of, I have 3 different panelists, and they are people that they don't know. They're part of the choir, but these are professional musicians, directors, singers. So we give the person the option of either one singing a cappella, or you can have a track on your phone, an instrumental, or one of our panelists actually plays piano. So you choose the song, you tell us how you want to do it, and we let you do it. We don't tell you, we listen to you. We listen for your strong points and your low points. For those people who cannot hold a tune, the reason we have you in the room with the auditions by yourself is because we're not going to expose you to everybody else. But at the end of that audition, we're going to be honest with you and tell you, hey, these were your low points. And we have some criteria, little things that we'll test you on. If you can't actually hold your note, we just tell you, and we appreciate you, but we'll have to go with someone else. I mean, it's just that there's a business side of it too.
Yeah, that's very tactful. That's kind of like America's Got Talent,
Yes,
but sometimes
exactly.
they're very critical. You have to have thick skin to take the criticism, but most of the time they're right.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We're not out to try to hurt anybody's feelings, but we're going to be honest with you, because, like I was telling one of my staff members earlier today, they're either going to hear it from us, or if we're somewhere and we're in front of some executive producers from some label companies, you would rather hear it from us than hear it from them.
Right.
So
Exactly.
we try to be upfront with you and honest. We love you, but maybe this is just not for you.
That's right.
Yeah. So how do most of them handle that? It's very gracious the way you do it.
Yes.
Yeah, we've had some that were upset, but We just like, hey, I mean, one thing that like I tell a lot of people in this business, a lot of them are friends of ours, and we have to stress them. You got to realize when we're in the business mode, it's not. You have to understand this is not a friendship thing. We have to be
Right.
honest with you. We don't want you. We don't want to go out there and get your feelings hurt. We're trying to
Right.
protect you. We do have we have some other things that we can offer people to do that we need assistance on. We'll ask them to like in concert, we need people to help us in the audience up front, uh, things like that. Selling merchandise. We have other things that you could do,
Right.
but we don't want to put a mic in front of you and it's first thing you can embarrass yourself, and then it could be hurtful to the choir.
Right, right. That's very, like she said, very gracious. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes.
yeah.
So when your new album becomes successful, so we're gonna put that in the universe. It already will become successful. From what I
Yes.
heard, what would be the first thing that you plan to do?
Once the album comes out, first thing, our first part of business is to make sure that everybody is putting. We want everybody to broadcast it. We need everybody to tell somebody this project is out. That's that exposure that we're going to need. At that point, then we're looking for anybody who wants us to come to concerts. We're going to be ready to start traveling right after that.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's what I was going to ask you about touring.
Yes.
But I imagine that's where sponsorship is going to come in to help sponsor those trips that you would take to tour to promote your album. Is that what you're looking for?
Yes, at that point, sponsorships to help us promote the album. There are going to be some tours that, depending on once we negotiate with the promoters, because we have to make sure that our musicians are taken care of and things like that. So yeah, that's where the sponsorship part comes in. Because just to be honest, sometimes the promoters don't want to do what they say they're going to do.
Right.
And what we're doing is trying to make sure on our end, if we ever run into that the choir is still taken care of.
Yeah. So how many members in the choir in this so far?
On our roster, we have like right around 150 active. Rehearsals right now, we're averaging between 70 and 80 because we got a bunch of parents who have kids in school. School activities, we understand you can't make it to all the rehearsals because you got to take care of your children first. And we stress that. Do not ever try to put your family above this choir. We don't, that's not what we want. Uh, so we're averaging between 80 and 150 right now.
So let me piggyback another question onto that. So when you audition, do you make it clear that they have to attend at least so many
Yes,
rehearsals? Because you don't want someone up there just because they're on the roster, but they don't
yes.
show up for anything else.
Yeah, we have a criteria. You got to attend a rehearsal. If you can't make a rehearsal, just let us know. We one thing because of your personal life, we need you at the rehearsal, but we can't make it mandatory because we have people who are sick. We stress if you're not feeling well, stay at home. We
Right. You make
have
everybody else
we
sick.
Exactly. We have ways to get the music to you so you can learn it. We need you at rehearsal, but if you're sick, if your child has something, if you got to work, we don't want you to try. Don't get in trouble at work just because you feel like you
Right.
got to come to rehearsal. We understand because outside of DFW, we're living that same life as well.
I'm certain, even though it's a business and people have families, when they sign up for something, there's a level of commitment that comes
Yes,
along with that, and people should know what they're getting into. Do you have policies and procedures and criteria in writing set
yes.
in place?
Yes, we actually have a non-disclosure agreement that we have every choir member to sign, and this protects if anybody, because you're learning people's songs. We don't want
Yes,
anybody taking that song out, so we ask each choir to sign a non-disclosure agreement to protect, get in writing that you are going to go abide by the policies and procedures of the choir. So that commitment is what we expect.
exactly. That's with any business. I was just
Yeah.
wondering if you guys do the same. Well, Glenn, you know what? We do appreciate your taking the time out to come here today and share your choir with us and the music and what you guys are doing. And we appreciate your doing that so much. We hope that people go out and buy your album. Is there a way they can? You're not that far ahead where you can sell it right here, right? You can't tell people where to purchase it, or can you?
Yeah, not yet, because we hadn't set that up yet. But that's one of the things that we're working on now. Is if we do go in as independent artists, we'll have those venues where they can go purchase it once it's out. We'll make sure that all of that is out there.
So I tell you what we'll do, if you're open to it, the whole world's listening to us. If once you get that album done and you want to come back and play some other songs on that album, or if you have an MP4 video or something like that to help you promote that album, we're all about it. So
yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you again. And we're going to let Mickey G wrap us up. And hold on. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right with you. Go ahead, Mickey G.
Thank you. This has been an extraordinary conversation with Mr. Glenn Robertson. And I'm just so looking forward to the music coming through. So watching for that. So you're welcome. So I do want to let you know, Goldn Bronze said earlier that we are sponsors of Golden Swan Cadre. So I'm going to give you some ways that you can donate and help Golden Swan Cadre. So the first way is Chime. When you go on Chime, enter $Golden Swan Cadre. The G, the S, and the C are all capital letters. If you're on PayPal, enter thegolden@gmail.com. You may also go to our website, look around in there and see what we're doing. But you can donate there at www.goldenswancadre.com. You may also go to Instagram and visit the charity section to find the official _Golden Swan Cadre. On Facebook, you also go to the charity section and find Golden Swan Cadre. Join us in making a positive impact today. And I also want to tell you some great news. Gab with Goldn Bronze is expanding. We are on Village Global Network Radio every Saturday at 12 noon Central Standard Time. Every Saturday now. So listen for us there.
Yes. So like Patty LaBelle say, let's run. We take it off. Yay. All right, everybody, come back tomorrow, see what we're talking about. We will be right back here, same place, same time. So we'll see you then.
Makes you wanna go.
Oops.